two points. So, let's say I have our points, and let's label these 2, 2. 2, 2. We have our points, let's go 3, 4, we'll go 5, 2 right there. 5, 2. And let's go 2, 4. 2, 4. And we will go 5, 4. First of all, based on those 4 points, what shape do we see there? Adam?
Rectangle?
See a rectangle. Yes, everyone can see our rectangle, correct?
I see a square. Yes.
Now, we can see that this rectangle we have here, it actually is a rectangle. And we know it's a rectangle because our sides are different lengths. It looks similar, it looks kind of like a square, but it's actually, this side's a little bit longer. Okay? And what we can do is we can take this, we can actually count, and we can figure out how long our sides are. So here we go, starting at 2, move over 1 to 3, move over another 1 to 4, another 1 to 5. We have a side length of 3 right there. Does everyone see that? Okay. Now, if this side of my rectangle is 3, what does that mean about this side?
3.
Also 3. Awesome. All right. Same thing going up. Start at 2, go up to 3, go up to 4. That is side length of 2. So we can see that this definitely is a rectangle here, and it is not a square. Okay. Now, another review. A little review on Connor's topic today. We're going to be talking about perimeter, and we are going to be talking about area. Now, the reason why, even though Connor did his presentation during lunch today, I felt that it was important enough to go over as a class, and we can actually see what perimeter and what area are. Okay? So first of all, does anyone remember what...
Section teachers, could you send a student messenger to pick up dismissal log? Student messenger to pick up dismissal log. Thank you.
That's it? Oh, who's going? Kate? Okay. So, we'll start with our perimeters. Anyone remember what perimeter is? Julian?
The area?
The perimeter and area are completely different. Completely different.
Inside. Outside.
Which one is it?
Outside.
It is the outside of my figure. So in this case, we're thinking of, if this was my yard, okay, and I wanted to build a fence around this area. That would be my perimeter. Okay? So in this case, we already know what all my lengths are for my fence. So here, I have a length of 3. Here I have a length of 2. Here I have a length of
3.
Here I have a length of 2. So what is going to be the perimeter of this figure right here? Javier? 10. 10 is correct. So in order to find perimeter, what should be my rule for perimeter? Javier? Add all my sides. Awesome. So perimeter, we are going to add all sides. That is going to be my rule. In this case, yes, my perimeter was 10. And I know that because if I had a fence, I would want my entire area enclosed, I don't want to use area, my entire yard enclosed by my fence. So I would need 3, 2, 3, and 2, giving me a total of 10. Now area, as Julian almost said for perimeter, is the area, is the amount that is inside my figure. Okay, this is as if I was taking my lawn right here and I was going to mow my lawn. How much of my lawn am I going to mow? Okay, so clue. Do you know what the area of this would be? What would it be? 6. 6. Area would be 6. And how did you get an area of 6?
I did
3 times 2. So basically he took the distance right there, which would be my length, and multiplied it by my height, or width, or whatever you would like to call it. So in this case, I had this little shape, this rectangle right there, and I can just multiply my 2 sides together to get 6.
Thank you. Thanks.
Another
Just
way
put
to
it on
look
my
at
desk.
because we are on the coordinate plane,
Put it on.
okay?
Put it
I
on
can
his
take
chair.
a look and I can actually see. Take a look at what I have here. If I were to actually divide this section into whole parts, 1, 2, 3. Here I have 2. Here I have 3. Here I have 2. First of all, I have how many squares inside my figure? 6. So what I have here is 6 square units. Any questions?
Why is Michelle videotaping this?
It's for Professor Ed.
This is Mr. Kowalski's presentation.
Yes, this is my presentation.
Oh. Didn't know that?
Is that okay?
Yeah, I didn't know we were having different. So we have to watch.
Julie?
So your presentation is all of our presentation?
Yes. I'm going to do a quick summary of a bunch of different things. For right now, we're just dealing with perimeter and area. Okay? Emily?
What happened? It was this shape.
Triangle. We're not going to get into triangles in 5th grade. We're just going to deal with rectangles and squares for right now. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, so let's take a look at another one. We'll draw another one on here, and we're going to try to see if we can figure out the perimeter and our area. So, let's start off with, would we like a rectangle or would we like a square? Square. We'll deal with the square in this case, okay? So I'm going to deal with the point. Let's start with here. We'll go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That sounds good, right? 5, 3. Start there. And we will go from there. We will do, let's see, 7, 3. 7.
Move.
Now, obviously, if this side length has a length of 2, what do all my other sides need to have a length of? 2. So I'm just going to choose the next 2 points. What point would this be right here?
7? 2.
This was 5, 3. What would 2 higher than
5. 5.
5. Very good. And this one over here? 7, 5. Awesome. 7, 5. Okay. So, I'd like you to take a look at this in your notebook. I would like you to try and figure out what would the perimeter of this shape be, and what would the area of this shape be. Do I need to go back to my previous tape? We remember what perimeter and area are. Perimeter and area. How do you find my perimeter and area? All right, give everyone a couple minutes. Try to solve this. Or a couple seconds if it takes you a couple seconds. When you have an answer, simply put your pencil down so I know you are done. Again, I'm going from point 5, 3 to 7, 3. 5, 5 to 7, 5. There's my square in this case. Okay. Done?
No.
Question?
Do we count the line with the dot?
The dot?
Yeah.
This dot, have I moved anywhere?
No.
No. Only once I move do I count it. So that is 1 space. That is 2 spaces. Okay. Notice, do not count the dots. So right here, I am just staying at that point. I have not moved anywhere. Okay? All right, it looks like we only have a couple people still working. Can you see okay, or do I need to turn the light on?
You are dark.
I'm dark. Can we turn the light on?
Try it.
Can you see the work I'm doing?
I
Is that
can.
better?
A little better.
Okay. Can everyone else see still?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so can I have a tally? Like come to the board?
Wait, which side do I write it? Alright, so I count for first I did the perimeter. The others one square. 1 square. 1 square.
You click the button, didn't you?
squares, they're all equal. So then you see 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2. So the perimeter, we all know 2, 4, 6, 8. So the perimeter is 2. And then on the inside, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4.
How do we do?
Horrible. Good.
And
Yeah, good.
raise your hand if you had, okay, thumbs up if you had both correct, thumbs aside if you had one of them correct, thumbs down if you had none of them correct. Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up, which is good. I'm just going to quickly look this over, okay? I have 1 right there, I have 2 right here. As soon as you know it is 2, you can write, you can put down, it is 2. If you want to draw this at your seats, and you draw your square, I know that this is a side length of 2. This has a side length of 2, side length of 2, side length of 2. Okay? Just from that, I should be able to find out my perimeter. Now take a look at this. There's a difference between 8 and 4. Okay? 8 is not just 8. It is 8 units. Obviously, if this was talking about feet, it would be 8 feet. If it was talking about inches, 8 inches, 8 centimeters, 8 miles, 8 kilometers, whatever we are talking about. Okay? 4 can be different. Okay? Because when I have 4, I actually have these square units right here. Everyone can see the squares? So what I have is I actually have 4 square units. Okay? So if I had miles, it would be 4 square miles. If I had feet, 4 square feet. If I had whatever I had, that would be my answer. Okay? Any questions? Yes?
I thought for like the length and width that they both had to do 2 and 2.
They're both 2.
I know, but then I put them in the box like line 1, 2, and then line 1, 2. But that made 3, 6, 9.
Yes. So what you have to make sure you do, because I actually have 2 here that, once again, this is counting as a whole. This is a space I'm talking about. This is one unit right here. This is 1 unit right here. By drawing 2 lines, you technically separate it into 3 units. Okay? What you did was you did this, where I have this, and I draw 2 lines there. Okay? Think about if I have a fraction. If I have a fraction, and I want to separate it into 2 parts, how many lines do I need to draw? 1 line, right? So I can do the same thing when I am changing my square into 2 sections, okay? Because it's 2, I'm going to draw just 1 line. And there it is, split into 2 units. Here is 1 unit. Here is my second unit.
I get it now.
Okay. Got it?
If this is your presentation, why are you making us do the work?
What?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
He's
also
still the math
explaining
teacher.
everything.
I know that. This is like his
Okay. Here we go.
Stop it, Ed. He's a math teacher.
Next question. Now we're going to take a look at what it looks like without the coordinate plane. Okay? Obviously, it's still going to be basically the same, but it's going to be slightly different. So here is my rectangle. I know it's a rectangle because, first of all, opposite sides are the same. Opposite sides are parallel, and I have right angles. Okay? See? Told you I'd include shapes in this as well. So here's my rectangle, and all that I know is that the distance from here to here is 5 feet. And I know the distance from here to here is so, how am I going to, first of all, what would we like to do first? Perimeter or area? We will solve it as a class. Solve it as a class. Perimeter first. Probably the easier of the 2, correct? Perimeter. Anyone have an idea of what the perimeter is already of this figure?
Yes.
That the side is going to be 2 and the bottom is 5.
Okay, very important. Very important. I cannot forget, this is not a 2-sided figure. This is a 4-sided figure, rectangle. And when I'm talking about adding all of my sides, I cannot forget about my last two sides. Very good, Emily. Cannot just say it's going to be 7 feet. I have to include both of my sides. So Emily, can we figure it out?
Yes, by adding all those sides up.
Okay.
So it's 10 and then 8. 12 and then 8.
14. So my answer would be 14.
Oh,
14 feet. Thank you. 14 feet. That was a close one there. 14 feet. Down in question.
Is there even two-sided figure?
No, there's not a two-sided. Well, there's a two-sided figure, but there's not a two-sided polygon. We'll get into that more next year. Okay. Area. I think area now should be very simple. Do, Ethan?
5 times 2.
Yep. 5 times 2. And my answer is going to be... And once again, that is feet squared. Once again, because if I really wanted to break this into 2 feet, and I really wanted to break this into 5 feet, I would technically have 10 square feet. Okay. Any questions?
I think it's time.
Nope. Clock's a little fast.
It's 2:19.
Okay. No questions? Okay.
Wait, what?
Try. What if I have something like this? What if I have something like this?
Make me. You're on video, so it's...
It says Talia.
The camera's not pointing again.
Is this yours?
No.
But it's recording about what he's talking about.
The video can hear exactly everything you're saying.
Really?
Just so we know, Talia and Julian and Catherine.
Yay.
What if I have a situation like this?
Tanea? Is Tanea there?
She's in the LA.
Okay.
Weird situation right here. Why is this problem different than all the other problems I've done so far? Javier.
Because instead of like both like all 4 sides are going to be like feet, but this is like the top and bottom are feet and the sides are inches.
Problem. Is that going to be a problem when I try to solve this? If I put that as 1 foot and 6 inches. Can I still add these?
yeah.
Can I still say this is 6 plus 6 plus 1 plus 1? So that would be 14?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You no.
No.
Blue, why not?
No. First of all, 1 feet equals 12 inches.
Okay, so it's very important because I can't just say this is 1 and this is 6 because these are different measurements.
Yeah.
I can't just say 6 inches and 1 foot is 7 feet. No, 7 inches? No, still doesn't make sense. So what Blue said is very good. That instead here, what I have is that 1 foot is the same thing as 12 inches. And 1 foot right there is the same thing as 12 inches. And now we can figure out my area and my perimeter. So, perimeter and area. First of all, quick reminder, perimeter. Erica?
You have to like, hold up, you have to multiply 6 times 12.
For perimeter or for area?
You lost me.
Perimeter. Perimeter is the distance outside of my figure. Area is the amount inside of my figure. You still have it in your notes? You copy it down?
I'm trying to.
Connor?
You add all the sides.
Add all sides for
Perimeter.
perimeter. Okay, so in this case I have 6 and 12 and 6 and 12. Do we have an answer or no?
You do, and your answer would be 36.
36?
Yes, because
36 miles?
no,
36 feet?
inches.
Inches, thank you. Very good.
Because you add 12 and 12 and you get 24, and then add 6, which will give again as the other side. 36.
Okay, most important, out of any of the questions we have done so far, knowing that it is inches is very important in this case. Because we started off with feet and inches. If I just put 36, I don't know whether I'm talking about inches or feet. I could be talking about either one of them. Okay? And let's end up with the last problem right here. Area, we have to multiply, correct? Lau, what do we get?
72 inches square.
Inches squared, very good. Now, once again, if we wanted to, we really could have decided to change this and change everything into feet. Would have been maybe a little bit more difficult. We would have had a half foot. 6 inches is half a foot compared to 1 foot, compared to half foot, compared to 1 foot. We could have done that if we had wanted to, but I feel like you guys probably do, that changing into inches is probably easier than dealing with fractions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably don't want to be multiplying fractions. So this is still, these are still both correct answers. Although we would have had different answers if they would have been feet, still would not have been wrong. Javier?
What if we converted like the perimeter into feet? Like, because I did that.
Okay, 1 foot and 1 foot is?
2 feet.
How about this? Half a foot and half a foot.
A foot,
So we have
3 feet.
2 plus 1 is?
3 feet.
And check this out. A little interesting fact right here.
It's yard.
12 feet. How many inches in a foot?
12.
But what's 12 times 3?
That's yard.
Isn't that crazy? They have the exact same perimeter
I get it.
with using feet or inches. Any other questions before we end today? Erica, did you need to go back to that earlier slide so you can write down what perimeter and area are?
There's a slide?
Okay. Right there, right? Okay. If you are all set then, we will
Continue tomorrow.
go
6 minutes
back
home.
homeroom. Back homeroom. Okay, line up. Back homeroom.